So here are a few of my Catasetum or Catasetines that I had transplanted. Now I'm going to be showing how they're growing. So this one is the After Dark SVO Black Pearl. And here is the another one. This is a Cycnoches Wasowicii, sorry. And here is the Monera Millennium Magic Witchcraft. And this last one that I'm going to show you is it's supposed to be a SVO After Dark from Sunset Valley Orchids, but I didn't get the label, so I'm guessing that's what it is. It's FTK After Dark. That's the one. Anyway, so it's this one is starting to put out a spike, two spikes, not spike, I'm sorry, two growths, one right there and another one right in the middle, if you can see it. So this is a video that I'm going to show you how the plant is over a period of time, how it's from I just transplanted it from it's being transplanted from whatever media it was, and I forgot because it was last year, into I put it in just sphagnum moss and with a little bit of slow release fertilizer, because these things, like when they're growing, they like to have a lot of fertilizer. So that's why I put a lot of slow release fertilizer, because right now it's not growing, so it doesn't need any fertilizer right now. So this is now here we are looking at is a new growth. See, the leaves have started to open up a little bit, and the one in the back is still, the leaves hasn't started forming yet. It's been like a couple of weeks at least since this happened. It's just the leaves are just starting to open up. It's starting to produce roots. The roots are like only like 1 inch long, and I haven't started watering it at this stage because I want the roots to be really long, at least 3 to 4 inches, at least 3 to 4 inches before I start watering. And that too, I don't water it at the time. Now, this is my Watsowicki, the Cycnoches variety. It's not, I haven't watered it, but I see, like, if you look at the base of the plant, it's got a little rot, and that's not good. And even though I have not been watering it, I don't know why it's starting to get the rot. So I'll keep an eye on that. And this one here, nothing is going on. That's the After Dark SVR Black Pearl. Nothing is happening here. It's still dormant. Then the next one I'm going to show you is the Monera Millennium Magic Witchcraft. This one seems to be coming out of dormancy. Here you see the new growth. I still haven't started watering it yet because it needs to be, the roots needs to be at least 3 to 4 inches before I start watering. Now, so it's just they're all just coming out of dormancy. So now, let me show you to the next one I have is like fast forward 5 6 months. Plants have gotten big, started watering it. They started putting out the spikes. You see at the base of the plant, it's putting out two spikes on either side. The plant's leaves are still green. I started slowly release, amount of water. I've started to cutting down the amount of water for the plants. I want it to go into slow dormancy. The other parts of the plant are still green and still growing. It's only this one that is spiking. It's good at put out two spikes, and I'm very happy. Can't wait for the spikes to open up. The leaves are still green. Some of them are starting to turn yellow, and I'll wait a little bit for the leaves to fall off on their own. Some people do cut the leaves down, but if it doesn't break off and come off on its own, I don't like force it. I mean, you can if you want to, but I just want to show you how the plant is doing. One side of the plant, the pseudobulb has gotten mature. The spike is getting longer and longer. It's been at least 2 weeks since I last showed the video. It's the same plant. It's the SVO After Dark Sunset Valley Orchids. I lost the label. So this is what somebody ID'd this flower for me, and that's what I'm going with. It's the FTK After Dark Sunset Valley Orchids. So one set of the plant is producing the spike and growing, the other set is still putting out the leaves are still green and still growing. So that's where the plants are right now, and it's end of December, beginning of December, sorry. Now today is January 1st actually. The flowers are opened up. Isn't it a beautiful thing? It's got a nice fragrance to it, like a spicy one. So now this is January 20th to be exact. Look what this SVO After Dark is doing. The Suda bulb is still, it's lost a lot of its moisture. It's the sheets you can see are kind of loose on the Suda bulb, but I'm not taking it out because you need to keep it for the dormancy period so it'll retain its moisture and the bulbs don't get shriveled up too much. But the flowers are still hanging in there. It's still got that nice spicy fragrance to it. It's still and the bulbs, the flowers are still intact. It didn't fall. It didn't have any problems. It's still no watering, nothing. So this wood bulb is done flowering. So I mean, it's put out as flowers. So no new growths yet. But if you look at the other one, you see this bulb is just starting to lose its leaves. Some of the leaves are still green. I'm not going to take the yellow leaf. It should fall off on its own. And the other little bulbs are still got its green leaves and no signs of turning yellow or falling off. And I see something in there. I think it's a flower spike and not a new growth. So one side of the plant is done. It's dormancy. It's putting out its flower, and it should, put out a new growth pretty soon. The other side of the plant is just putting out its flower, and one set is still not even thinking of going into dormancy. The leaves are still green. So let's hope it's a flower spike. I would love to see another flower spike from this plant. So this was again the no ID plant, which was ID'd as, which somebody said was a FTK After Dark Sunset Valley Orchid. So that's where it is now. So let's take another look at the flower. This is January 20th. It's been in bloom. So this is January 20th, a year later from what I showed you in the beginning of the video of all the plants. This is my division of my FTK After Dark. One set is flowering, another part. The other one is this is the other division. The leaves are some are still on, some are falling. Let me see if it'll come off. Oh yeah, it did come off on its own. This one is still like a seedling, so it's not going to flower this year. So it's hasn't been watered. None of these have been watered. They're all dormant. See, this one is still dormant. It lost all its leaves. It's not putting out any new growth yet. This is a Signochi's Taiwan Gold. Here's my Millennium Magic Witchcraft. It's starting to come out of dormancy. I see a new, it looks like a new growth, then a spike. Um, because spike is usually round, so I'm guessing that's the growth. It should come out of dormancy now. I'm thinking so. And the other one is my Catasetum. Yeah, this one is. I hope it's coming out of dormancy. And I don't know if it's a flower spike. But anyway, this is my Catasetum dentigrianum. It's still dormant. It's no new growth, no sign of anything coming out, no growth or spike on this one. So no watering at all for all of these plants till the growths come out. So